I'm doing everything I can to be a better man for when you come to me, for when you come.
Hey Anthony.
How's it going, Bailey?
Good, how are you?
Good, how are you doing? Everything's good?
Yeah, pretty good. Great to see you.
Thank you.
I know you've been traveling a lot.
Yeah, I actually spent the second half of this past year of 2013 playing guitar in a band from Toronto called Country Rehab. We toured all around Canada and the US and then went on like a 6-week tour of Europe, which was pretty fantastic. And then I did a little bit of traveling down south recently. But,
wonderful.
yeah,
That's great. How does it feel to be back in Brooklyn?
It's good to be here and good to be here before I sort of head out of town. Pretty soon after we're taping this here, I'm going down to Austin, Texas to live there for a while and see how it goes.
Why Austin in particular, of like all the sort of music central cities? What draws you most to Austin?
You know, I've been in New York for my whole life. I grew up right above the city in a town called Pleasantville, and I've been living in the city proper for about 5 years, going to school and whatnot. So for me, I feel like I've done enough here to leave it for a while and see what else I can do. And for me, I just have a pretty there's like a vast community of like other musicians and artists and people that I have in Austin and have sort of been establishing for the past few years in terms of making really good friends. And I'm in some bands with people down there, and there are tons of great bands and songwriters there. And you know, and then when it's the summer, you tour to get out of the heat.
Yeah,
so
that's awesome.
It's a good place for me.
I hear you've been working on a few new albums.
Yes. So I had a record that I put out in 2012 called Secret Handshake, and that's my most recent like full-length thing. And I've worked on a couple other projects since then and played guitar on some people's albums and stuff. But I sort of have these two like Anthony da Costa full-length albums in my head right now. One of them we actually just made. We made it in a house in upstate New York, like an old dusty house that belonged to a dear friend of mine. We kind of camped out in this house for 4 days and made this record, and it's a lot of these sort of folk is I can't ever tell if folk is a cool word to use at the moment or not.
Yeah.
But it's sort of some of my like newer sort of folk songs. And then I have another record that I'm going to be putting out. Well, I don't know when it's coming out, but I'm making it this summer with a producer named Aaron Lee Tasjan. One of the best guitarists, songwriters, producers, all around good dudes that I know.
So I think there's a video that we shot of you and Aaron's on guitar that I think we're going to take a look at.
Yeah, I've been fortunate enough to do several videos with you guys over at Paper Swan. Around that time, I was actually having some trouble with my hands. I wasn't playing much guitar because of some tendonitis stuff. So Aaron actually came in the clutch and was playing guitar for me at a lot of my shows. So that video is like probably one of the only times you'll ever see me not playing guitar for one of my own songs.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, I love how it came out.
Well, sing me of the Golden Gate, the one in San Francisco Bay, and tell me, did you like LA, or is it what I've heard? I hear that Fresno drinks like no one else. I've had a couple rounds myself. You're happy far as I can tell, with whiskey on my brain. Yeah, I miss you each and every time. It feels like losing a certain part of my mind, and I'm awake now. Yes, it's almost 3. It's just me in my bed, and you across the country.
So thanks so much for chatting with us today.
Of course, thank you for having
awesome.
me. Yeah, thank you to all the people here and at Paper Swan as always.
Yeah,
it's good to see you guys.
So what songs are you going to play for us today?
I'm actually going to play a song from this first upcoming album that doesn't have a title yet, and I don't exactly know how I'm releasing it yet, but it should be out pretty soon. So I'm going to be playing something from that.
So here we go. We're going to enjoy a song off of Anthony's new album.